Jack Nicklaus signature course, and we've been open now for about 17 years. The golf course was originally like a forage farmland. One of Jack Nicklaus's friends found the land and thought it'd be a unique opportunity to bring a Jack Nicklaus signature property to Indianapolis, or the suburbs. So from there we kind of, they started moving dirt 2000, 2001. Generally we're mowing greens approximately 6 days a week. Through the summer months it kind of depends on some outside events, member events. If we need to get a second cut on it, we might sneak a double cut on a midweek for a tournament. But probably averaging at 6 days a week for greens. Fairways, we're on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. And then that kind of gets tweaked a little bit early spring, late fall as the grass starts to slow down, then we also back off a little bit. And then primary rough, we just go through about once a week, sometimes a second cut before the weekend if needed. Tees and approaches on the same kind of schedule as fairway, generally 2 to 3 times a week. So the greens are A1 playing surfaces, and they're not quite 20 years old yet, but we have a very, very small amount of poa annua, which is a good thing. We've been able to kind of minimize that with some maintenance practices over the years. Tees and fairways are both Seaside 2 variety, and again, we've done our best to minimize the amount of poa that came into those, so we're predominantly Seaside 2 on those as well. It gives a very nice contrast of color between the primary rough, the fairways, tees, and greens. Everything kind of has its own shape and tone, and it just really blends into the surroundings well, I think. The biggest thing for us with our bent grass is we try to do our best to keep it as fast and firm as possible. You know, minimal amounts of overheads we run on the greens. Usually it's a chemical that needs to be watered in, or a wetting agent penetrant. So we do our best to keep those surfaces as dry as we can, and at the same time keep the plant health at the forefront. I think it does a really good job. You know, we try to put that focus on, again, plant health there in the springtime, and try to build up that root mass and try to let it withstand the summer challenges of, multiple mowings a week and cart traffic on top of that. So, I think it does a really good job managing the traffic. I think the biggest thing we're proud of here is like how this course has aged in terms of our ability to keep poa out of the playing surfaces, because it's a very integral part of management. Is you've got to do a lot of things to minimize that invasion of that weed, plant, grass, whatever you want to call it. We haven't pulled a core on the greens in 6 years. We feel like that helps with the surface disruption. We're not spreading anything in the springtime. We're just hammering it down and filling the sand channels to the brim. I think that's the biggest thing we're proud of here, is how old we are and the age of the course and what we have from a plant perspective with tees, greens, and fairways. You're still 99% poa free. So I think that's something to hang your hat on.